It's that time of week again, guys, where we look at the crazy world of Smackdown Live. This is Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. First things first, Smackdown started in a great big up. It was awesome. Why? You had Shane O'Mac come out and explain what he did last night on Raw. He explained it pretty well. He just went, Survivor Series, it's Raw vs SmackDown, and I've learned from a long time ago that you always, if you're going to be in a fight, you definitely get the first punch in. And it's true, yeah, Shane O'Mac's right. So this was great. Shane just pretty much explaining why SmackDown attacked Raw. It was nothing personal. It was literally, it's Survivor Series. We want to show that we're the dominant brand. And yeah, Shane was having a great time. The crowd was cheering, and you can't blame him. Shane O'Mac is absolutely awesome. And then who comes out? Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn just pretty much comes out, little dance. Can't blame the guy. And says, "Alright, Shane, me and Kevin have been talking, and we've decided we're gonna run the Survivor Series SmackDown team for you." And Shane literally looks at him like, "I'm gonna kill you." And it was great. Sami was like legitimately like a really hyper heel, which is interesting. It's a different take to the heel, which I do like. And Shane O'Mac and Sami cut a great promo together. It was absolutely entertaining. And Shane O'Mac just went, "Alright, if you want to be on the Survivor Series team, you've got to qualify for it. And you have to beat your opponent tonight." And so I was like, "Oh, well, who's my opponent? Who's my opponent? Who is it? You're going to not tell me, or you're going to tell me?" And it was like, "Oh, your opponent is Randy Orton." And Sami's face just dropped. And Shane O'Mac walked off. And great way to start the show. Positive, like I said, massive ups. Up. So, yeah, great way to start the show. Now we have the tag team match. This was the first match of the night, and it was Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable take on the New Day, who was represented by Xavier Wood and Kofi Kingston. And it was great. It was a good match. Both teams looked absolutely awesome. The New Day, they're still one of the best tag teams in all of WWE. Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable, they look good. They look like a well-oiled team, and they had a great back and forth, to be honest. You kind of knew though, because Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin are number one contenders for the tag team titles. They kind of had to win, and it's a bit of a shame because I like the New Day, and I'm building to getting used to Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable as a team. But for me, it's the right result story-wise, but it just didn't feel like the right result for the night. But Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin did have to cheat to win. The only downside for the whole match for me personally was that you had the Usos on commentary. Don't get me wrong, I do find the Usos very entertaining. They're great heel champions in the tag team division. Problem is, they just absolutely... I don't know if they're heels or faces sometimes, the way they speak. They do talk like they are still baby faces, yet they just cheat and they lie and all this lot as heels, but they still have that kind of zany baby face kind of thing. So it was a bit of a down. You don't need the champions to be on commentating when the number one contenders are. I know it's very traditional WWE style, but for me sometimes just less is more. Another positive for tonight's episode, Fashion Files. Oh my god, just the Fashion Police and the Ascension are absolutely killing it, and I'm still not sick of the Fashion Files. I know people kind of getting quite worried now that it feels like nearly every SmackDown show we're going to get the Fashion Police, who are over and over and over, and the Ascension are getting over now as well. I think they have turned face now. They must have turned face because they're best friends with Breezango. So Tyler Breeze, Fandango have now got the Ascension as their best friends. That works. I love it. It's really zany that it's the Ascension can play really straight, or they, or can play really weird and funny, and it's a great segment. And you had James Ellsworth tied up, and they opened the briefcase because they were like, "What about the briefcase? What about the briefcase?" And he had Carmella's Money in the Bank briefcase. Opens it, you find his dirty underwear in there. You're like, "Oh, there's better be a contract in there." So is that the worst thing we've ever seen in a Money in a Bank suitcase? I don't know. I think possibly, yeah, it's got to be the worst thing we've ever seen come out of the Money in the Bank suitcase. And Carmella just drags Ellsworth away because she was like he's a lost pet or something. And again, Fashion Files, brilliant, killing it, and they're doing stranger things in the next episodes, and it's just you can tell they're building up the possibly Breezango taking on the Bludgeon Brothers soon, because they essentially keep on saying it's the Bludgeon Brothers. They're the ones who took the suitcase. They're the ones who are to be, and it's just funny. So it's still getting up. Yes, I am worrying that the WWE continuously doing these Fashion Files might just be like too much cake, and after a while we're going to just be like, sorry, I've had a bit too much. But right now, I can still eat my cake. Obviously, look at me, I can still eat my cake. So, still up. Now we get to a bit of SmackDown Live, which wasn't a good thing or a bad thing, it was just a meh thing. And it was Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara. First things first, Sin Cara got another win, so does this mean he's now going to be #1 contender for the United States Championship belt, because he's won by countout and DQ, which he won by DQ last night against Baron Corbin? Possibly. It won't be a bad shout, straight out of left field, so why not? If Kalisto can be United States Champion, Sin Cara could be United States Champion, I'm guessing. Baron Corbin literally lost like a true heel though. He lost his temper and beat the crap out of Sin Cara. Sin Cara was on the mat, and then he used End of Days, which was awesome. After he got DQ'd, he just End of Days outside the ring. Awesome. And I hate to say this, but Baron Corbin's entrance music is growing on me. At first you had the monk singing, and then now he's added the rock element to it, and it's kind of growing on me. I've actually started humming it, so it's kind of worrying, but I'm starting to enjoy Baron Corbin's entrance music. Shame I can't say I enjoy all his matches, but he's growing on me as a superstar. So, like I said, it's not either an up or a down. It's like a very traditional heel kind of. I lost, but I didn't really lose because I beat the crap and killed the guy who I was fighting. So, meh. Now we're looking at probably one of the downfalls of SmackDown Live tonight was Jinder Mahal's promo and pretty much response to Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar's response to his challenge for Survivor Series. And like Paul Heyman said on Raw, he's not our champion. He's not even a paper champion. He's not even a pretender champion. He's Jinder Mahal. He's not Brock Lesnar's equal or anything. And yes, Jinder has got better at his promos, so he can deliver them a lot better than when he first became champion. Yeah, we all had that dream that it would only last a while. But no, he's been champion for quite a long time now, and his promo work has got better. But the problem is, it sounds exactly the same. Every time he cuts a promo, it sounds like the same promo, but insert this guy's name. Not really what you want from a champion. Even if it's a heel champion, look at some of the best heel champions that ever to be. Edge absolutely killed it with his heel promos. Brock Lesnar, when he first turned up as a heel champ, destroyed everyone, beat The Rock, took the belt, killed it with promos. Yes, he had Paul Heyman helping, but still he cut promos back then. Remember that when Brock Lesnar cut promos? Yeah, me neither. But yeah, it just feels like copy paste. I'm gonna cut this promo which I had at Randy Orton, Nakamura, now Brock Lesnar. So, like I said, down, but like I said, negatives are always gonna show when Jinder Mahal is centre stage. Now we're gonna go to another mare, because it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it just didn't really make sense. Well, it did make sense, but it just didn't feel like it really needed to be here. And that was AJ Styles taking on one of the Singh brothers. Why am I just saying one of the Singh brothers? I'm not saying his name, because I can't be bothered learning their names. That's how important these guys feel in the world of WWE. I just go, the Singh brothers. One of them. It's a bit of a shame, really. AJ Styles had a phenomenal TLC match. Brilliant match on Raw. And comes on Smackdown Live and he's fighting one of the Singh brothers. Yes, this is building up his chances to become #1 contender for the WWE belt. Loving it. I like that they are working this angle. The thing I don't like is he's going to have next week a match against the other Singh brother. Like I said, not learning the names, not worth it. And will this make him #1 contender once he beats this Singh brother next week? I don't know. But what I do know right now is AJ Styles is the best wrestler in the world, period, and he's killing it no matter what he's doing. Yes, he took on the Singh brothers and it wasn't a great match. It was a squash match. Next week, guess what? It's going to be a squash match. But the best thing about the match was Jinder Mahal got the hell told to get out of the ring by the referee. So that's always a positive. So yeah, whenever someone tells Jinder Mahal to get out of the ring, I like that. Now another positive for SmackDown Live was the women's match, where you had Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Naomi, Carmella and Tamina take each other on. The winner, the first one to get a pinfall submission, would become the SmackDown Live Women's Captain for Survivor Series. This all started off at Backstage, where everyone was like, well, who's going to be captain? Charlotte offered, Becky offered, or typical kind of Backstage segment. And Daniel went, no, we're going to have this match. And then the funny thing of that Backstage segment was, Lana was there and she went, Daniel, there's 6 of us. And she went, oh, sorry, Lana. No, not you. You're not in the team. It's pretty much, these 5 women who can wrestle are in the team. You're not in the team. And it was a good match. Very entertaining. Usually I'm not a big fan of, like I keep saying on these reviews, I'm not the biggest fan when you just go, oh, we've got to have a women's match. Well, let's just chuck all the women we've got in our division in the ring and just hope for the best. To be honest, this actually made sense. There was something at risk to gain, and they all wanted to win. They all were highly competitive. Felt it like anyone could have won it. Carmella at points could have won it. Tamina looked strong. Charlotte looked amazing. Charlotte is #1 contender for the women's title anyway. Naomi, great performance. I've got to say, Naomi has, again, constantly a professional, brilliant, and absolutely entertaining. So, in Becky Lynch, my personal favourite female wrestler on SmackDown Live, whose momentum's been so rocky on SmackDown Live, it's unbelievable, was the one to get the win and become captain. And it makes sense from last year of her being SmackDown Women's Champion, who wasn't even captain. It was, who was it? Oh, it was that Nikki Bella. Oh yeah, Nikki Bella was captain. That was stupid. Even though it should have been the champion. So yeah, it was kind of like, yay! Becky's captain finally, even though she should have been captain last year. So that's always a positive, and it was actually a good match. And finally, they have a match which actually means something. You know, we're not just chucking them all into the ring to hope, you know, because they have to have a, you know, show off the women's division. No, it actually made sense that all these women were competing. The only downside was that you had Natalya come out, well, at the start of the match, got introduced at the start before the match started, and that was just really weird. I don't understand what all that was all about, because let's be honest, there was no need. And then we go to our main event for the night, and it was great. It was Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn, like we got at the start of the show, and it was very, very good. Randy and Sami looked amazing in this match. Randy didn't control the whole match. Sami looked more and more aggressive, which you want to see. Now he is a heel. You had Sami on quite on top of the match. So he was on top of most of the match, and that was quite nice to see, especially now he's turned heel. You really do want to see Sami Zayn just push the envelope and see how far he can go on this new angle they put him on. Then, you know, you had Kevin Owens coming out during the match trying to interrupt him. You know, Randy Orton takes it, you know, knocks Kevin Owens back. Sami tries to use that diversion to get the pinfall. He only gets 2. Kevin and Sami are going mental. Kevin's arguing with the referee, and Randy Orton gets some revenge from last week's episode of Smackdown Live, where he low blows Sami Zayn, lifts him up by his chin, looks at him in his eyes, looks at Kevin Owens, and it's like, pretty much, Kevin, I had no real agenda against you. I don't really care if you attack Shane O'Mac or anything. This is the best thing. When you're a good wrestler, you can sell things by just looking, and that was what it was. That, you know, those looks where it's just like, I can tell you everything by not even saying anything. And that look was, I don't care, you know, against your rival, against, you know, Shane O'Mac or anything like that. You interrupted my match. I'm taking you out next, and just RKO Sami while he's holding himself in absolute agony. Sami Zayn, well done, you sold it well. RKOs, gets the win, and he is the first member of SmackDown Live male team for Survivor Series. We also got to see a little bit of fear on both KO and Sami's face, which was brilliant. And that was pretty much SmackDown Live this week. Yes, we did have some backstage segments with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, which looks like it's going to be 2 out of 3's falls match. Winner goes to Survivor Series, and we also find out that Kevin Owens is going to take on Nakamura, the winner going into Survivor Series. So it looks like we're going to see 2 more members of Team SmackDown added that next week as well, which I'm looking forward to. So my final thoughts for this show, for SmackDown Live this week, was it was a very entertaining show. It was fun, it was exciting. You had that kind of constant think to yourself, well, Raw's going to invade. They've got to retaliate for what happened last night, and it never turned up. But that nervous kind of, will Raw turn up and won't they? And you also had that backstage segments with Daniel Bryan not very happy with Shane for, you know, taking the SmackDown lot and invading, you know, putting Raw under siege, #Raw under siege, and he wasn't happy with it, and he said, Raw's gonna get us back for that, you know that. And Shane was like, yeah, but, you know, I'm commissioner, I have to, you know, make these decisions sometimes. And Daniel's like, well, I'm GM and I've got to give you my input. And it was kind of like that. Is it building for a breakup from the bromance? I hope not, because I like Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac. They've really got good chemistry. But yeah, it was a good, like I said, good episode, solid. You know, it's gonna be hard to top Raw this week, because Raw, you had pretty much, you know, a Shield match. You had the you just had SmackDown invade them, and it just, you know, but that constant fear, it was a new kind of thing. You always feel like, well, Raw's gonna get their revenge. Oh wait, no, they didn't, and that's the good build up. So I'm really excited, brother. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to next week's episode of Raw and SmackDown. See how this builds up more for Survivor Series. Hashtag Team Blue. Hashtag Team SmackDown Live. Yes, I'm saying it now. I am Team SmackDown Live. So please, guys, give your comments. Give me your hashtags of who you're supporting in Survivor Series. And I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. And you can follow me on Twitter at Boise88 if you really want to. And I'll see you soon.